everybody. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. Before I get into tonight's weekly predictions, I thought I would do a quick overview of how the month of June energies could affect you. So we are in a shadow period of Mars retrograde, which has a way of slowing things down. And Mars goes retrograde from June 26th through August 26th. Now, throughout the month, you may feel like slacking off, resting, vacationing, and socializing, which I feel like isn't a bad thing considering it's the start to summer. School's out, summer break, everybody's kind of wanting to just relax, hang out, and have some fun. You may feel like hanging out with your siblings, cousins, and other family this month. It's also a great month to look into any type of educational things surrounding passions, not anything that's like heavy educational, something where, like I said, throughout the month, you're going to feel maybe lazy at times. So you want to do something that's more connected to your passion, where you're able to kind of go at your own pace and you can slack off when you want. For example, maybe you've always wanted to take a cooking class or a scuba diving class or any other sort of recreational passion-based course, or maybe you wanted to go and learn how to, do Reiki or anything that is more passion-based and easygoing, where you're not having to study super hard and, stick to a strict curriculum. I say go for it, especially if it's something that you've been thinking about for a while. Those of you who want to be more productive this month, the first part of the month, there's stronger energy to feel more motivated and productive. And it's a good time all month long to focus on projects that you haven't completed yet, or ones that you've only been thinking about but haven't actually started. Again, some stuff that is more connected to the past versus creating something new. So it's something that you're recreating, looking at again, or finally actually doing something with whatever you've been contemplating. I also feel like some of you could experience slowdowns at work, slowdowns in love, money. But then there's also a strong possibility that some of you are going to see the fruits of your labor from all your hard work that you've been doing since the beginning of the year. You've been working hard. I definitely feel like this is connected to people who have started their own businesses or have been working on projects. Maybe, a project finally ended and things are wrapping up. And so now you're going to end up getting a bonus check, or maybe you've been marketing your business like crazy and you're going to start seeing the fruits, seeing people actually respond to what you're doing. So things like that coming up. It could just be a number of different things. It doesn't have to necessarily be connected to finances or money in any way. It's just going to be, again, like if you've been working on self-realization and working on your emotional well-being or health, whatever it is that you've been focused on and working really hard on, that's the sort of thing that you're going to see results finally. Now, this month you could also be in a questioning phase where you're questioning whether or not you like your job, or if you want to stay at your job. You're questioning your relationships. Are these people good in your life? Are they not? You'll just be kind of reevaluating and looking at things in general in your life and where you can make some positive changes. You'll be more focused on that. You're trying to figure out, what needs to change, what doesn't need to change, and where you see yourself in the future. Now, there's not much forward motion of future stuff, but it's more along the lines, again, of, slow down, you're thinking, you're contemplating, and you're going to eventually take some action steps, probably after the month of June. Some of you could get involved in some humanitarian efforts or some other social cause. Maybe you're going to decide, I feel like some of you might go and help out pet rescues, or maybe you decide you're going to be a foster parent for children or even dogs, or again, you're just contributing or helping out in some way to some social cause that you're actually going to invest your time. I feel like some people are going to volunteer and do things like that. There could also be lots of focus and attention on the home this month and work. It could at times get a little intense where things feel out of balance. You've got work obligations, you have family obligations, you have things that you need to take care of at home, but then all the while you're just going to be feeling like you want to socialize and hang out and not do much of anything. So there could be some times where you're just feeling out of balance, you're feeling overwhelmed with your responsibilities. And I would just say tackle one thing at a time. Don't stress yourself out. Prioritize the things that need to be done. If you don't feel like doing the dishes, who cares? Let them sit in the sink for a day. No big deal. It's not the end of the world. The world is not going to stop revolving because you didn't do the dishes right after dinner. So things like that, just figure it out. You could also experience breakthroughs. You have some aha moments and get insight into the things that you've been looking for answers on. So again, it'll be just like these crazy flashes and moments. It feels like it's stuff that kind of just pops up unexpectedly, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, great. I've been wondering what to do about this situation, and now I have my answer. Let's see. Oh, lastly, with the energy of the month, because it's kind of this good energy and then this lazy energy, and there's still some work that we're doing on spiritual level, still some clearing stuff. So you could experience the good, the bad, and the ugly all at the same time, literally in one day, maybe even in the exact same hour. Something amazing happens, and then you get bad news about something, or your tire bursts and you have to, excuse me, there's a little gnat. He's determined to get into my mouth for some reason. It could be where you need to replace a tire. I don't feel like it's anything super dramatic or bad for anyone. It's just inconveniences and small challenges. So you can expect that all to kind of happen at the same time. And again, there will be moments where maybe you won't know whether to laugh or cry, or maybe you're laughing and crying all at the same time. All right, so let's get into what we can expect for this week, which runs through to next Thursday, June 14th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. If you're interested in personalized monthly predictions or any other services that I offer, you can go to my website, AskRebecca.guru. So the general themes for this week, I feel like one of the themes is going to revolve, the word recalibration came to mind. And to me, I feel like you'll be taking a look at things in your life and decide to do them differently. For several of you, I feel like it surrounds your day-to-day routines. School's out now, so I feel like you have to take care of the kids in a different way. I feel like your schedules need to be adjusted. Maybe you're shuttling kids to, or summer camps or whatever. I just feel like your schedules are going to be on some level a little more flexible, but for some of you, it's going to be a stress point because you have to be at work at a certain time, but you can only drop your kid off at this certain time. So there could be a little bit of challenges there. And I also feel like one of the things that you could be looking at differently or having to take a look at is more of an internal shift. So your point of view changes about things. Maybe you're seeing things differently. Some of the internal stuff that I felt like would come up this week are issues surrounding guilt, fear, and worthiness. So there could be points where, your guilt is triggered and then you realize hey, wait a minute, why do I feel guilty about this? Why should I feel guilty? Or somebody's trying to manipulate you in order to get what they want from you. Maybe you realize you've been really afraid to take a leap of faith and put yourself out there with a job. And these are all things that I feel like you're going to take a look at and change them, recalibrate the way that you do these things. It's multiple areas this week, and something will be adjusted or changed or, resolved. This week, even with any changes or challenges, I do feel like you'll feel full of love. You'll feel more open to receive love, give love, and see love everywhere. It just kind of feels like a love fest for me. Those of you who struggle with receiving love, I feel like you may experience a breakdown of your locks, chains, and walls surrounding your heart. Let it happen. You have nothing to lose. Think about that, really. What do you have to lose to let love in? From my perspective, absolutely nothing. You won't be any worse off than what you feel right now in this moment. So to me, the greater risk is missing out on love. Your fear of receiving love and then losing it is going to keep you stuck without it. So, and it'll cause you to continue to settle for less than you deserve in relationships because you're never fully experiencing true love. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm just talking about all relationships, period. And some of you, I feel like you really don't let anybody into your life. You don't allow people to get close to you. And I feel like that this is something that will be looked at this week. Let's see. This week, you could also find yourself planning a vacation or trips or gatherings with friends and family. You may not be much in the mood to get things accomplished. It feels like to me like summer fever. It's going to just start kicking in this week, and I just feel like it's going to keep rolling all month long, and you're just going to feel less and less like being responsible and just wanting to kick back and relax. So I feel like, take some time off. You deserve it. You work hard, take some time off. Even if you take a Friday and a Monday, that ends up being a nice solid 5 days to get a little break. Along with this carefree energy, I also feel like you'll feel less fearful and you'll really be open to trying new things, meeting new people, and putting yourselves out there in ways that you haven't. The combination this week will be between not being in the mood for responsibilities and then being easily distracted with your mind more focused on vacation time and downtime. But overall, I feel like it should be a decent week. Work, for those of you employed, some of you, I feel like are going to have a heavy workload this week, while others will experience a slowdown. And for some, it's going to be the usual. Overall, it'll ebb and flow. Most everyone, I feel like, will be feeling positive at work. And even those of you who have a lot going on, I feel like you're still going to be upbeat and feeling good. I feel like you've got future things in mind. So that's kind of keeping you pumped at work. And remember to ask for help if you need it. And, don't be afraid to delegate. Like, some of you are just determined to fax things and make copies of things and do things that you could probably get someone, an office assistant, to help you do. Why stress yourself out unnecessarily when you have people that are willing to lend a helping hand? Work, for those of you looking for a job, some of you will be going on interviews, some of you will get callbacks, and some of you won't be experiencing much of anything. But don't stress, it's all going to work out in your favor in the long run. And I feel like several of you will land jobs better than you could have hoped. Love, committed relationships. In general, I feel like relationships should be going well this week. I do feel there are a few of you who will have some minor conflict come up, which I feel like surrounds shared responsibilities at home. Discuss it, compromise. I feel like it's a great week to come up with ways to put the spark back in your relationship. Then there's a few of you who I feel like are either already having affairs or will have an affair or cheat or lie or be crushing on someone this week that you're not in a relationship with. Careful what you reap. I mean, that could come back to bite you in the butt. So take a hard look at that. If you're not happy in a relationship and you're cheating, or why be in the relationship? Some of you, I feel like, are just going to feel extra flirty. I also feel those of you who have met someone new and started dating exclusively, you may have some insecurities that flare up, but I feel the person you're with is really into you, and you're just seeing this person through your past experiences and give them the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like they're totally into you. Those of you looking for love, some of you I feel are perplexed or questioning why you haven't met anyone yet. And I feel like that's because you're too focused on work, career, or other areas in your life. You're not making room for anything else in your life except for what you're doing now. So I feel like you need to take a look at where you can put yourself out there more on a personal level and, allow love into your life. Some of you could meet someone this week, but I feel neither of you is ready for a full-on commitment. So just have fun with it and see where things lead. Finances, some of you could see some extra cash flow from past work. Some of you, I feel like things are still in the works and it'll come to you at a later date. Some of this may not be actual cash either. Like I talked about in the general portion of it, I feel like some of the payoff is going to just show up in various ways, people that started businesses or other ways that you're putting yourself out there. Either way, you're seeing results. And because of the energy this week, you could just feel like spending way too much money on fun stuff or clothes, or I don't know, I just feel like there's frivolous spending that's going to happen, or people want to be doing that. Try not to go too crazy. Make sure you have a little something set aside, and definitely make sure you pay your bills first, and then use what's left for fun, because I do see some of you without power or getting late notices on your mortgages. So, better to keep a roof over your head than go party like an animal. Health, those of you who have been working out or changed your diet, I feel like you're seeing results this week. It feels good. Keep up the good work. This week, many of you could be accident prone. I see ankles, knees, and backs along with bruises, so watch where you walk. I also feel like some of you may end up overindulging in drugs, alcohol, and food. Pace yourself. You have all summer to go crazy. Spirituality, everyone is growing spiritually. I feel it's important to reiterate the message to not be afraid of change or new information. Some of you could be feeling bored this week. Instead of overindulging in unhealthy ways, balance it out with some healthier ways. Maybe meditate, read a self-help book, or hang out with spiritually like-minded people. That covers this week's predictions. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Let's get to tonight's caller. Let me see here. I have Norberta in, well, where did they go? Oh, Homosassa, Florida. Hi, Norberta. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How can I help you this evening?
Um, well, I have a million questions, but I'm just gonna see if I have any messages from my loved ones that have passed on. Um, I just really feel like I have someone who's close to me most of the time. Like I just feel I don't. I just want to know if I have a message um from from family who has passed on. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
Is there anybody specific that I can try to focus on for you? Um, I mean, I feel like some male energies around you. Has it could be granddad, dad. I feel kind of maybe more like father. Has your father crossed over?
No, my father is still around. Maybe uncles. I don't. I have maybe a cousin.
It feels like a male energy. Is there somebody specific that you want to try to connect with that it's a little bit easier if I can just specifically go to
Maybe my
someone.
cousin Brian. His name is Brian.
Brian? Okay. Uh, okay, was he I feel like he was fairly young, so to me it feels like maybe mid 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, he was like I believe he was 21.
Okay, yeah, he feels fairly young to me. Um, so I'm feeling, I just want to make sure I have the right person here. I feel like it was an accident.
Yeah,
And I,
he had a car accident.
okay,
And
yeah, and I feel like he's taking responsibility for the accident. Like if it was his fault, like it's almost like he's saying he was the one that caused the accident in some way or contributed to the accident in some way, that it wasn't just, was he by himself, like was he by himself, was there another car involved, because I kind of feel like it was
I
just
really don't
him.
know the whole story because I was very still young at that time. But his sister, which is my cousin's sister, was driving, and she had her oldest son with her, and he was the only one. Well, his nephew had some really serious injuries, and nothing happened to them, thank God. But Brian was the
Yes.
one who passed on.
Yeah, I feel like he was the one. So when I say like by himself, it feels like, I feel like he either lost control or hit something, but I don't feel like it was two vehicles involved. Like I feel like it was just one vehicle, and it, like whether he lost control or he's taking responsibility for it. And he's saying he was driving like an a-hole. So maybe you can ask your family if that makes sense to them, if they were around at that time. um, I do feel like you've got other people besides him that are around, so he's making me feel like he's hanging out with someone that's connected to you, but this feels more like a female energy. And I want to say like shoulder length hair, or like right between the bottom of the earlobes and in between the bottom of the earlobes and the top of the shoulders. Um,
Um, I
uh,
can't think of a. Is
I want
she younger, older?
she feels older, and I believe her name starts with an R, because I keep getting like Rosie or something with an R. I don't feel like the name is Rosie. I just feel like it's an R name, and he's with her, and she almost feels like she could be his mom, even though I know that she's not his mom.
Uh huh. Hmm. I don't. I don't know. It could be someone like on his mom's side,
Yeah,
which I don't
yeah,
really
ask
know
his
more of.
mom. Ask his mom, because I feel like she's gonna know who he's talking about. I
Uh,
almost feel like it's a friend of hers, possibly. Yeah, it's an odd connection. Is there anybody else? I only have 2.5 minutes left. Is there anybody else that you want to try to connect with?
no,
Or
I
do you
have
want
another
to
question,
ask
not related to
questions?
anybody. I just wanted to know if I have any health issues because I've been trying to see a doctor, but I haven't. I just been so busy with work. Um, I have never been on. I haven't been on birth control for about 4 years. So, and I just want to know if I will be able to have another baby in the future. But I just feel like I can't anymore. I just
I feel
feel
like
that.
I do feel like you will be able to have a baby, and I do feel like you need to go to the doctor. Trust, like I keep getting
Uh huh.
trust the wisdom of your body. Um, Even though you haven't been on birth control for 4 years, I feel like you've got something going on that can be tweaked with like your diet, or there's just something that I feel like is making it difficult for you to get pregnant right now, but it's not something that is going to keep you from having a baby. I feel like when you're ready, I can see you having a baby within the next 2 years, but I do feel like you need to go. I want to say it could be connected to maybe your thyroid, or you've got some sort of inflammation that's going on that I feel like you've got to get checked out. Nothing major serious, but go to the doctor. I only have 30 seconds left. So, Norberta, thank you so much for calling
Okay.
in. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I will see you next week and have a great one. Bye.